Hello, my name is Justin Mandel. I'm a product design manager for the Secure and Govern and AI framework teams. Today I'll be walking you through an expert analysis heuristic evaluation for the static analysis stage group. The job to be done I was evaluating is to enable security scans in my org's assets in order to decrease the number of potential vulnerabilities that are introduced with the changes made to the code and reduce the likelihood of a business critical threat before it touches production. The purpose of this UX scorecard was that I wanted to evaluate the onboarding experience of creating a new dev project and setting it up to use SAST in order to analyze the code of the project and MRs that are created. Our free SAST analysis is a gateway to showing the value of our security offerings, which often leads to customers up-leveling their tiers. So I felt it was appropriate to look at that and evaluate the workflows to make sure that we are onboarding users as best as possible. So to get things started, let's take a look at the screens and how I evaluate each of those. The first screen, when you start this process, is you go to your projects, you find the new project button. Overall, this was easy enough. I didn't have too much of a problem. It's in a standard location. If you're used to GitLab plus top right, also, it's a primary button. It's the only one on the page, so it kind of stands out. I suppose an opportunity might be to add like a create row or something like that at the top that is always there. So it's sort of in your locus of attention as you're looking at your list of projects, scanning around the page. But, it's not the worst experience. Like I said, it was fairly easy to find. The heuristics that I pointed out were visibility of system status, features, workflows, have clear calls to action. Overall, I gave this a pretty good score, B of good. Again, just generally easy to find, not that big of a deal. My recommendation is just a slight possible enhancement, but doesn't necessarily need to be done. The next screen after you've clicked that, you get a series of options on what type of project you want to create. So you've got these 4 cards that you can choose from. So at this point, I often find myself constantly wondering which one should I choose. Should I try the template one? Will that make things any easier? Will it give me things that I might out of the box that I might not realize I need to set up, or will it cause more problems than it's worth? So generally I end up going with the blank anyway, just because I've looked at the template before and I just think it gives me stuff that I don't really know what to do with anyway, so I skip it. Opportunities, it could be helpful to reinforce that this can be easily undone, templates can be customized, etc. Might be nice to get a goal-oriented information about the project the user is trying to do. So like, what type of project is this? What are you trying to accomplish with it, etc. So then it can maybe recommend next steps as opposed to me trying to figure out which template or do I need a template, etc. Some of the heuristics that I evaluate on this was visibility of system status, flexibility and efficiency of use, the template options, user control and freedom, features communicate the problem being solved and value to a new user, features workflows have clear calls to action, tasks are easy to learn, or if highly complex, have setups, support, and guidelines, defaults, templates, and wizards. So a lot of this had to do with the fact that each of the cards have descriptions, give you an idea of what you're looking at and what the choice will get you. Again, the main pain points and the reason that I scored it the way I did, which is sort of mostly average, had to do with not being sure if I should collect the template or what that would get me, etc. So some provided options are obvious related to the project type I was wanting to create. However, I'm never sure if I should pick a template. Can I undo it? What if I choose poorly? That was some of my main concerns. What if I click forward, but how do I get back? How do I undo it? Select templates, yeah. So, but overall, pretty easy to know these are all clickable, so you get a good score for that. The next 2 screens, these are basically the same screen, and just one's got some content filled in and one doesn't. So once you make your selection, again, I chose the blank one, you're given a form to fill out. You can make your choices. Because I wanted to try the SAST offering, I selected it. Looking at this, I assume that once I hit create, after I filled in appropriate content, that it will send me to the next page, which will either set it up for me or tell me how to set it up. So I gave the project a name, told it where it should live, what the URL will be, and what type of application it was. I kept it private because for me. Some of this is clear as to why or what it does. Some of it is not. What's the project URL for? What does the deployment target do? So as you can see, many of these have descriptions underneath them, but some of them don't. This one has no description. It's optional, so that's good, but I have no idea what it gets me. Why would I want to select it or whatnot? This is more of a note as opposed to telling me what these URLs will do. So those were my main pain points. An opportunity would be to ensure each parameter setting has descriptive information under it that explains the point of the setting. Several problems or concerns. Some of them were fine. Like I said, I understand where I was with the visibility, user control freedom. I see that there's a create button and a cancel button. Tool the whole team can use. So this is not getting such a great grade because some of those things were questionable. They didn't have descriptions. So I felt that maybe people that are more familiar with these types of things would be able to get by, but people that are new to it probably don't necessarily know what they're supposed to set. Documentation is easy to use. There weren't any documentation links, really, so that's why that didn't get such a great grade. Features communicate the problem being solved and value to a new user. Again, it's missing descriptions, so that was a problem. Feature workflows have clear calls to action, so this is very similar to the visible state that the CTA buttons were clear and obvious and how they would work. Tasks are easy to learn. I gave this a low score because parameters were unclear. Again, no descriptions, so I wasn't sure what they would do once I clicked on them. The next screen is after I click create. So it's a success screen, more or less. Tells me that everything was created successfully. So as far as I can tell, looking at this screen, all is well in the world. I've essentially succeeded in my task. I've created a project, I've set up SAST because I checked that box, and now I'm ready to go. This even tells me that something with SAST was done, some sort of commit. So I'm thinking, cool, all is well. I don't see anything else that I can do. If you scroll on this, it doesn't say anything else either. I didn't capture the scroll, but there's nothing else there about SAST. So it implies I'm good to go. So that's my thoughts. I guess I'm good. Maybe I'm not. Pain points. I can see the project was created, but I have no idea what to do next. SAST was correctly added, set up. It's not totally clear. I mean, my assumption is that it was, but who knows? The opportunity here is that we could better communicate successful creation and provide any follow-up next steps the user needs to do to finish setting up. I'm saying this because I kind of already know it didn't work right. It didn't actually set up SAST. So what I'm getting at here is it would be really nice if the success note would say, yes, the project was created successfully, SAST was added, but you need to do this step or this step or this step, click here to get started. It would be nice if the success was a little bit more detailed in that regard. So that's pretty much what these scores are referring to. So visibility of system, it seems like it's okay, but then again, it doesn't tell me anything about SAST. Did it work right? Should I do something else? What's the deal? And that's where these scores come into. Feature workflows have clear calls to action. There aren't any clear calls to action of what to do next. There's nothing. It's just, as far as you can tell, you're done. Tasks are easy to follow. Same idea. There's nothing that I can see that I should do next in order to actually complete the SAST offering. So looking at this screen, as far as I can tell, I've successfully completed my task. So to test it, I create an MR, hoping that once the MR is created, it will tell me something about SAST, whether it's like, hey, you tried to set it up, but this project isn't complete, do this instead. But there's no mentioning of SAST whatsoever on this page. So thought I had a project set up with SAST and this MR. I don't see anything related, nothing helping me understand what, if anything, I need to do for SAST workings. Opportunity is to communicate to the user what they need to do next to complete the setting up SAST. So overall, not good scores. There's nothing going on here that really helps tell me what to do. So that's the walk through. You can see that my expected emotions throughout this journey starts off cool, not so bad. Got some question marks when I get to the what type of template should I pick. A little bit lower, more question marks when I start to fill out the form. Not really sure what certain fields do, etc. This one, when I finally created it, I'm starting to feel a little bit strange and sad and off. Like it doesn't seem like this worked out right. Then when I do the MR and don't see anything related to SAST, I start to get a little bit scared and angry that it didn't work right, and now I need to figure out what to do myself. So that leads me to the overall score, D+. After averaging all the scores that I showed at the bottom of this journey map together, I get a 2.9. So a D is a 2, a C is a 3. So it's a pretty high D+, but a D+ nonetheless. My next steps will be to create a series of recommendation issues that will capture these concerns, and I'll ping the designer, DRI, and the PMs, and we'll take it from there. So that was my UX scorecard for the onboarding of SAST. Thanks.